Good evening, folks, and welcome to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will discuss all things paranormal. Hear firsthand eyewitness team members and special guests. Now, for lead investigator and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and co-host, Michael Del Toro.
What's up, my paranormal people? We are back for another episode of War Party Paranormal Radio, and I'm your host and team leader of War Party Paranormal and War Party Paranormal Radio, Eric, and I have my co-host.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Toro. I'm an investigator with War Party Paranormal. And Eric, what do we talk about tonight?
Well, we got a good one that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Cassadaga, and mainly the haunted
spiritual
Stevens
place.
Bed and Breakfast. What's that? Spiritual?
I said the spiritual place, right?
Yep.
I didn't make it on this investigation, guys, so the questions are genuine.
Exactly. It's almost like a surprise to him, but he
exactly
knows what went on. But yeah, we went to Cassadaga. We actually filmed a story there with the Latin Network TV network Univision on their show Premiere Impacto, and we investigated the Ann Stevens Bed and Breakfast, which was built like in the late 1800s. That's super haunted, and Cassadaga basically back in the late 1800s, early 1900s was a spiritual camp during the age of spiritualism, where people thought that they could communicate with the dead. So we're going to have a pretty good surprise for you at the end. Might be a little...
Eric, it's still the spiritual capital of the United States, isn't it?
I believe so. Actually, the world. That's what they say.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to bring on some guests, some of my team members that were there that investigated with us. And we're going to talk about the evidence that we got. We're going to talk about Cassadaga. Like I said, it's the spiritual capital of the world. And it was very popular during the age of spiritualism, during the late 1800s and 1920s, where people thought they could communicate with the spirits, either through table levitation, seances. And table tipping. So we got something that we're going to show you about table tipping. Everyone's very skeptical about it, but we're going to let you, take a look and see. We're not saying it's paranormal or anything, but we're just going to have you check it out. You want to do this? You ready to do this, Mike?
Let's do it. Let's check it out.
All right, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead into the intro of the Ann Stevens Bed and Breakfast. So here we go.
Virgil. So there's in Stevens gardener. His name is Virgil. He shows up for almost all of our investigations. Actually, I'll say every investigation we had, Virgil has shown up. And so we actually, he showed up. The image of his face showed up in a window, and we have that a photograph of Virgil. And a little girl named Marjorie came, and they started dancing what we call the jig, where there's knocking and lights flickering on and off, and we get a whole bunch of things, really neat things that happen. The little girl Marjorie that shows up, I was telling Kiki, she lived to be in her 90s, but she shows up here as a 5-year-old. So her dad was the architect that designed this house, and she became friends with Ann Stevens when the house was being built, when she was 5 years old. and she would come and do sleepovers here. She called Anne her Granny. And she received a lot of attention, apparently from Virgil too, the gardener, because she and Virgil seem to be buddies when they show up. You know, they'll show up together a lot during investigations. But she shows up as a 5-year-old. The happy time that she had.
All right, so yeah, that's what's going on at the Ann Stevens house.
Kind of bummed I missed it.
Yeah, but we're gonna go back, and we'll go back without the TV crew, which is a lot better. We'll get more stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, so we're gonna rent it all out. So we're pretty much gonna do the same format we had last time. If you guys were on air, we go into the places that we investigate. We show evidence. We bring team members. They talk about their experiences, what's going on, and then halfway through the show, we have a paranormal tip of the week, brought to you by our own Tim Arnwine, who's our case manager and location coordinator as well. Mm-hmm. All right. So
who do you want to start bringing everybody on and then kind of go from there?
Yeah. So
let's do this. Yeah. I'll bring one on, and then when you come on, you tell us where we can find you if they want to find your content. So let's bring on Joe, and Joe, introduce yourself and tell us where people can find you.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, everybody? What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing good.
Where can people find you if they want to look at your social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube at Joe Hunts Ghosts. And big shout out to War Party and everybody else watching. Hi, guys.
I had to show that. Ernesto was on our show last night. He's one of our team members. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell everybody that video that you just saw, the music, that's Ernesto's music, his band Modern Mind. So
check them out.
If you like that music, check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everywhere.
All right. And next we have Jenny and Armando, husband and wife. They're part of our team. We're going to bring them on. They have they call themselves 305 Paranormal. So if you want to find their content, bring them on and have them talk a little bit about that real quick.
Hey.
What's up, Jenny? Armando, how we doing tonight?
Good, and you? We're kind of frozen.
I think we're frozen.
Can you see us?
You're frozen. We hear you.
We can hear you, though.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly,
that's okay. We just need a picture.
Great. So, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Wake up.
Looks like
I'm
he's
asleep.
sleeping for real. What is happening? Why is that like that?
That's all right.
We'll see if it corrects.
Oh, yeah.
Where can people find you if they want to check out your guys' social media and stuff?
So, on Instagram and on YouTube, it's both 305 Paranormal.
All right. Awesome. And then last but not least, we got Franny, and we're going to bring her on.
What's up,
Hello.
Franny?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, what's happening? So
Nothing
if
much.
people want to check out your content, where can they find you?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube and Supernatural Eye. Instagram will be supernatural_I.
Awesome. All right, cool. So Eric, let's dive in.
All right. So when we went to Cassadaga, the first place we went to was Ann Stevens' house, well-known house in Cassadaga, Florida, that's supposed to be very haunted. So we went there to investigate it with the TV crew from Univision. They wanted to film a story there, but we got some playtime and we got some pretty cool stuff. So what I wanted to do was, what we'll do is we'll start out because that place had like a really like odd feeling and stuff like that. I wanted to start out and see what Joe's opinion was when he first got there and what he felt there, because he's our sensitive that's on the team.
Not only with his feelings, but he can actually.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, he gives really good hugs. I have to tell everybody that.
Free hugs are free for whoever wants one. So
yeah, he never charges. Just like we don't charge for our services to invest.
Neither does he.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Every paranormal investigation of your home comes with a free Joe hug. So that's incentive enough.
True.
Just honestly, driving into town first and foremost was I drove up with Armando and Jenny, and first thing we did was we pulled up into the Cassadaga Hotel, met with everybody, and then went over to the Ann Stevens house. And just getting out of the car at the Ann Stevens house, it just seeing this beautiful Victorian bed and breakfast, like it's one of those locations that you get to and you're like, yes, I can't wait to get inside there. We spent some time walking around outside the grounds, and then once we got inside, you could already feel the energy inside that house. Not just myself. I know I think we all spoke about it at one point, and you could just feel it. It was a positive energy. There was nothing
nothing negative
about it. But man, it was great to be inside there.
Yeah. Joe, did you feel anything like on the property when you were walking up or after you crossed the threshold or something like that?
Well, it's funny that you say that. There's a vortex, an energy vortex out back.
There's two. There's
two.
One. Yeah, there's one that's in the back courtyard, and then they have a second house in the back. It's like their old carriage house that they've also converted into rooms for the bed and breakfast. And they're saying that that one is behind there, and we didn't get a chance. I mean, at least I didn't get a chance to go walk around back there. But in that courtyard, I mean, again, you could just walk through there and feel it. Like I think we all pinpointed it pretty much. I think we all walked back there and went, okay, here's the spot, because you could just feel that shift in energy just walking around outside. It's weird. It's really interesting.
And what was was there any reasoning for those to be there, or why, or anything like that?
I'm not sure. They just said that that's part of probably has to do with a lot of the Native Americans from that area prior to it, Cassadaga being founded. Cassadaga is like a sister compound to Lilydale, which is up in New York. The founders of Lilydale came down looking for a location down south. They ended up finding this location, set up the spiritualist camp, and then Cassadaga just grew from there. So and pretty much anywhere you go in that place, it's odd. You just feel it, especially the Ann Stevens house, the Hotel Cassadaga. I mean, the bookstore across the street. We all walked in there, and it was, you could just feel the energy inside that place.
Franny,
and real quick, it was a Native American sacred grounds. So that's another reason why the land's haunted as well.
Correct.
I'm gonna throw that in there real quick.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, Franny, when you walked in there, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Did you feel a presence or feel anything when you were in there, or was it just?
Yeah, sure. Just kind of like what Joe was saying, instantly you feel the energy, and it's a good positive energy, nothing too menacing or dark. It's just a nice light vibe to it. In other words, a nice, good energy. But instantly you feel it. And right away we captured some crazy activity. So not only it's very active, in other words, but no, it's very nice. Yeah. You feel it right away once you instantly go in.
By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our team that's on the chat. So thanks for your support.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks, Scotty. Everybody.
Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah, that place was weird. As soon as we walked in the door, like everything was going off. Like
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I mean, the REM pod went off. I had that on the mantle.
The EDI K2s, was going off.
Yeah, EDI bunch of K2s we set up.
Yeah. Bunch of K2s. Like even when we didn't have anything around it, it was going off. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because we're extra careful too when we're doing an investigation with K2s, because your phone can easily set them off and things of that nature. So,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you guys are telling me K2s are going off, I know that you guys are conscious of that as well. So that's really cool.
Yeah, no, we made it a point to ask, the homeowners too. They were there and showing us. They're the ones who, in the intro video, were explaining a little bit of the history and who we see there. But it was wild that we literally we walk into the doors, we all just look around like, okay, here we
In
go.
amazement. The place looks so badass.
And immediately just start pulling gear, setting it up. And literally within seconds of setting it up, we were already getting hits.
Oh yeah. You could feel the vibe too.
Yeah,
definitely.
totally.
Yeah. So what I was going to lead into next was we were talking about devices, right? And if everyone saw in the intro that one of the spirits that's there is a girl named Marjorie. Actually, she passed away at an old age, but the people that own the place say that she appears as being a young girl, like around 5 years old, because that was like probably the happiest moment in her life. So we were trying to do things to trigger and try to get activity. So nobody laugh at my singing, but we start singing nursery rhymes, okay? So don't laugh at me.
Oh boy, this is going to be good.
Jenny and Armando are back whenever you want to bring them on.
Oh, yeah, we lost and they had some technical difficulties. Let's bring them suckers back.
Hey, Dantex.
Hey, what's up, suckers?
Hey, Dantex. Daniel,
Hey.
what's up? All right, you guys are good. Hey, Armando, you woke up.
Hey, welcome back.
You were sleeping.
Yeah.
All right, so were you guys
All right,
listening?
Yes.
Had a little bit of...
Okay, cool. All right.
I was trying to get it together over here. I don't know what happened.
Okay, we're gonna do the War Party chorus of Mary Had a Little Lamb. And if you guys are chatting, even though we can't hear you, you can jump along and maybe you can type it out. I don't know. But here we go. Mary had a little lamb. This was white as snow.
Everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was short.
Yo,
Yeah, I wanted to throw some. That's good, right?
creepy. You
job.
guys are doing those.
I just think it's great that we had at least Geeky and the owners of the house. I keep forgetting their names. At least they remembered the rest of the words to it. You guys were like,
I had no idea.
You guys
I
are...
always got to throw a P at the end of it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, anything you could do to like trigger up some activity and the bad singing, I think that.
What do I got to do to get the soundtrack to this episode?
Right.
I'm gonna send it to you. I copyrighted it though.
Cool. I'll listen to it when I go to sleep.
we'll get Modern Mimes to produce it.
Yeah,
A rock version of that.
exactly, right? So yeah, so actually we were communicating with Marjorie. What was really cool. What are you laughing about?
Ernesto's
Modern
comment.
Okay.
Dude.
Dude.
You know he can make a rocking song out of Mary Had a Little Lamb, right?
If anybody
Anyone can do it, he
Ernesto
could.
It would be that.
We for white flow.
It'd be like death metal, right? Ernesto, hurry up and send me a musical clip to your version of Mary Had a Little Lamb, and we'll play it on here. Do it by the end of the show. All right. So anyway, like right when we got there, like our devices were going nuts. So the cool thing was Franny just got one of those motion detector music box, the coffin looking music box. Yeah. So when it senses motion, the music box goes off, and she's already tried it out a couple times at different locations, and it's never been off, except it would not stop here. So that was pretty
really
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And then even after that, it hasn't gone off. It didn't go off at Gold Coast. It didn't go off.
I was playing with it at
Old
Gold
Navy.
Coast because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was like messing with it, and I was trying to get it to go off and just checking it out. Yeah, that's wild. You have to be like pretty close to it.
Yeah.
So
We even tried different devices too, like K2, see if anything, it sets it off and nothing. So it's very rare for it to go off. In other words, yeah.
And by the way, you'll hear the owner in the background talking. He's actually a sensitive as well, and I guess he can communicate with the spirits there. He's like, I guess, part of that age of spiritualism. But yeah, I'm gonna play this video next, and you'll see the music box, and then we'll go into that discussion and other things about Marjorie.
I think she likes you. I know she likes Eric.
She does like Eric?
Yeah.
Aww.
Let's see if we can talk to her. She don't like the bear.
You don't like the bear? We can move it for you. The bear.
She did it.
Wow.
I like the bear.
Thank you. You like it?
That's crazy. You just got that too.
I just got it. Yeah.
You're happy that the bear's away?
Yes.
Sweetheart.
She loves it.
I'm proud of you, sweetheart.
I'm so like I've been waiting for this moment for such a long
It's
time.
reminding
Thank
her
you.
of something she had.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you have a music box like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what you say?
Yeah.
That's what I'm picking up. Is like yeah.
Yeah.
So as you see, the K2s were going off. I mean,
That's
the only thing that was
impressive.
filming was my GoPro, my full spectrum GoPro camera.
And the first thing I look at is you guys moved it too. Like in the second part of the video, you moved it onto the couch and it was still going off. That's wild. Very cool.
Right. And you can see when Franny got away from the couch, it stopped for a moment and then it would continue. So it was pretty weird. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely very neat. And again, I've taken it to several locations too, and nothing went off, like nothing set it off. So I'm not sure if this device is triggered by little kids or maybe a female that has that type of, music box sound from back in the days. It's a trigger object for sure. So you pass that threshold of the sensor and right away, it's going to make that music go off. In other words, yeah.
She liked me too. First
She
time
did
a
like
ghost
Eric, yeah.
a spirit liked me, usually they're telling me to die and F off and all that. So that was nice for once.
Jenny, Armando, can we hear you? Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, all right.
So
real
Jenny
quick,
and
you
Armando,
guys-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, I asked everybody the same question. You guys were having some technical difficulties there. But when you guys walked up to the house, did you feel anything? Like, did you sense any kind of presence or anything? Or was it just like, all right, I'm going to go check it out and walk around and see what I feel?
I just felt more like if it was just like kind of like a mystical feeling. Like we were excited. We just wanted to go in there. But we felt was the energy different upstairs to me,
Yeah, big
at least.
time.
Yeah. But downstairs, I was just like, oh, wow, the space is so nice. It's pretty. When I saw that doll, I'm not going to lie. That doll,
Right.
I would say
Right
the
away.
first floor.
that was actually the first thing that as soon as we walked in, I saw that. I was like, oh.
The
Yeah,
first
it's
floor
definitely
felt
like-
welcoming. That was
Yeah.
the impression I got. Welcoming.
Yeah. when the first one-
Second floor, that was a whole other story.
Yeah,
Not
and
as welcoming.
they did a lot of focus up there than we did. I didn't spend too much
Yeah.
time. We were more downstairs.
I mean, you guys had it on lock with the music box.
Huh?
That was the MVP.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
music box.
exactly. Yeah, that was like we were like in astonishment. We were like, "What the heck is going on here?"
She really liked it. Though.
I couldn't even do an EVP session as the music box wouldn't stop. It was crazy.
Yeah, it wouldn't stop. And the red pot on top of the fireplace, remember? Or
Yep, that was going off too.
yeah.
And the K2s, like you saw the video, like there's nothing electronic. It's just the GoPro camera. That's not going to set off EMF to the K2 from that distance. It was like on the other side of the room, that GoPro. So I don't know. That was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not too I'm not like K2 is not my go-to device because it's just the sensitivity, but I don't know. I think it was significant in that
It was spiky,
investigation.
like big time.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, there was no. I mean, I kind of see where it was sitting, like in front of the rocking chair with the doll, but it didn't look to me as there was any like electrical or anything nearby there.
No, and
No.
we even asked the homeowners, we're like, is there any wiring under the floorboards? Is there anything running under the house that might be causing this? There is nothing. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to inspect for ourselves, but I mean, even where the doll was positioned, it was sitting in front of a lamp, but a few feet away and way far away from any electrical outlets.
Right.
And like they were saying, any devices that we had were our full spectrum cameras, which are really not going to give off EMF to make those things go off. I mean, we had 5 K2s going off at the same time at one point, which was crazy.
Real quick shout out to Justin T. That's like our first fan ever. He followed us from another show. Oh, Scotty never made it upstairs. Scotty,
He
our
missed out.
co-founder, was with us as well. And they were getting stuff outside, and that was pretty cool too. So it was like all over the place.
Which is
So-
really weird because I actually have an EVP that sounds like Scotty talking, and it's coming from that room upstairs. So it's
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
It was her
Yeah,
tone.
I was going to ask you guys, did you guys capture any quality EVPs when you were there?
Well, that's where we're going to go in the second half.
Yeah.
But
I'm
going to show one that was really weird. I'm going to show that up like right now. So we had Lori. She's a paranormal investigator with another team up there. And actually, she used to be on the same team with Scotty. So Lori's been like investigating for a real long time. And she was there with her SLS camera. I'm just like with my phone, my camera phone, filming behind her and just to see what she was getting. And then when I went to listen to the video on my phone, I got an EVP at the very end, which is really weird. Like, how many people get
That's rare.
an EVP off the video they're filming off their phone camera?
Yeah.
So, and I thought it was Lori, but I confirmed it with her, and she said it wasn't hers. You can hear her talk, and then at the very end, you hear something else. So check it out.
Because I was thinking when you said you got something, I was like, well, was it by the tripod? And it's in the opposite end. Oh, look. There was something there.
Wow.
Can you show yourself again?
Yeah, we got one of those ones that we use in here.
And it almost sounds like a little girl's voice, right?
Yeah.
It's like a whisper.
Weird.
Yeah, like it was like almost like the little girl Marjorie, or
Yeah, I was just gonna say
the
Marjorie.
spirit appearing as a little girl, which was Marjorie.
What was
So, yeah,
cool
that was
about
pretty
it is that Lori's standing to your right. The EVP sounds like it's coming from your left,
Exactly.
where Franny had just
Right.
walked away from.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Maybe. I wasn't nearby there. Yeah.
Right.
At the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw that and I heard it, and I was like, holy bleep. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten an EVP off my phone camera.
No, I have.
That was good though. It almost
All right.
sounded like Lori a bit, but then it was just, you could tell it's a different female voice too. Like there's
Yeah,
a difference between the
definitely.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. And when she was like saying the other comment, that was like to what you were saying earlier. So the other comment made no sense. Now,
Right.
now I know. I mean,
Yeah,
who knows what they were talking about? I don't know.
All right.
they were
But,
watching us, watching
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Watching you.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next is on the second half of the show, we're going to talk about the EVPs we captured, more about what Joe, Jenny, and Armando felt upstairs, because they did feel a lot of weird things up there. Kind of like hard to show you proof of evidence of things that you feel, but they are going to talk about it. So you know what the experience is like. And if you're ever in Cassadaga, Florida, hit up the Ann Stevens Bed and Breakfast. It's pretty affordable. And it's freaking beautiful. So
It's
what we're
always
gonna
right
do
here.
next?
Very pretty.
Yep. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do Tim's tip of the week, like we do on every show. Well, it's only our second show. So we got a little cool intro for him. Here we go.
Oh, sorry. I was getting into it. Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Tim Arnwine. I'm the long-haired ghost hunter, member of War Party Paranormal, and author of Ghost Hunting Getting Started. I'm here with your tip of the week. Now this week we're going to talk about team members and roles, bullet points with a tip for each. First, team leader. Now the team leader, you're going to be building your team the whole time, finding investigations. But for the first, at the investigation, you're going to be taking a walk through with the client, seeing if there's any updated activity. And then after that, you're going to be bringing in your team and showing them where to start setting up, where the active places are, and do baseline readings. Now for baseline readings, we'll get that down the road. Okay. Now the tip I give you for team leader is participate. You'll be part of it, because the greatest joy you're ever going to see is your team growing as they get better at what they're doing. All right. Next, case manager. Now your case manager is your connection between the team and the client. They're going to make the phone calls, get the concerns, get the history of the location. They're going to set up the investigation. They're going to do the follow-ups. They're basically the contact person for the whole process. Now, 2 tips for a case manager. 1, when you set up the investigation, get an okay from your team, because you want to make sure you have coverage for that. Second, and most important, when you get all this history, the concerns, the history, location, all that stuff, don't share it with the team, okay? The reason is you want your team going in cold, no preconceptions, okay? It leads it to a more honest investigation, okay? Now, your next group are your investigators. These are your tech people. They're going to set up the equipment, run the equipment, move the equipment if the activity shifts. They're going to do pictures, videos, audio, things like that, okay? Now, the greatest tip I ever got for anybody who handles equipment, know your equipment, be proficient, because it's going to lend a lot of credibility to your evidence. Now, if you don't get any evidence, that's cool, it happens. But if you don't get evidence and you've been fumbling with your equipment, the client may think, well, they didn't get any evidence, but they kind of looked like they didn't know what they were doing. So just know your equipment. Now, some bonus roles. 1, sensitives, empaths, psychic mediums. Let's just call them sensitives right now. Now, they're rare, and every team would love to have a good sensitive. We have several on our team. We're very fortunate, but they're rare. So if somebody says, I'm a sensitive, test them and test them and test them. The tip for sensitives in this group is, to me, they're kind of a roadmap. Let's say you go to a client's house and their client says, my bedroom's been crazy all night. Sensitive comes in and says, you know what, Tim, the kitchen is really hot. I feel something in the kitchen. I would set something up in the kitchen too. It's just a shortcut. It gives you a better shot of getting some evidence. Okay. Now, everybody's always asking about cleansings, and everybody thinks a sensitive can do it, which they can, but there's a right way and a wrong way. Okay. Now, anybody who's good and experienced can do cleansings. But the thing that I love about sensitives in this group of people is they can educate your client how to be better prepared. And that's invaluable. Okay. Now, your next group is your historians. And let's think about it. 99% of the stuff you investigate has some land attached to it. So they can figure out if there's something with the land, the building, pre-occupants, pre-incidents. Now, the tip for historians is you can take the history they dug up and maybe match it to the concerns of the client or to the evidence. And then your last group, it's a must nowadays, web and, social network. Because you got to think about it, you're going to get to be known on these formats. You're going to make announcements, communicate, give up evidence on things like that. But the tip for these people are, if you can find someone who can do it and keep it fresh and updated, it's valuable. It's golden. Okay. So that's your tip of the week. Before I go, one quick story. During the week, I was walking around and some guy walked up to me, and I don't know if he saw my shirt or he saw the episode or whatever. And I think he was fishing, because he looked at me and he goes, exactly, what do you do? And in my head, I'm going, I'm going to have a little fun with this guy. So I said, exactly, we play with battery operated toys in the dark and we video ourselves doing it. Now, the look on this guy's face was confusion. So I let him off the hook. I go, we're ghost hunters, we're paranormal investigators. So the greatest tip I can ever give you is have fun with this. Be serious, because you are helping people and looking for answers, but have some fun with it. Okay. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Tim. Awesome as always.
Oh, wait, Tim, plug your stuff.
Oh,
yeah. Where can they find you?
I'm longhairedghosthunter.com, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm also through the War Party if you guys ever need any investigations. Great job, guys.
Thank you. Awesome.
He's
job.
a jokester of the party. The War Party, that is.
Got jokes?
Jokes.
Hey.
He's got a published joke. We're gonna write a published joke book, paranormal style.
Hey.
1001 ghost jokes.
Yep.
Dad ghost jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No,
Don't.
I can't.
All right,
wait.
so we talked about the first floor. I'm gonna let Joe, Jenny, and Armando talk about the crazy second floor.
Go ahead, guys.
All right.
So what did you feel when you walked upstairs? Like, what was your first reaction? Where did you set up devices? What were you looking for? Things like that.
Well, Joe and I and Jenny, we set up in the War Bride's room, which is the first room to the left after you get upstairs on the second floor. The vibe
You got a
that we
little
felt-
correlation there too, the word bride's room, but you can say that later. I just want to throw that in there real quick.
It has to do with a connection between another location that we frequent quite a bit.
We'll get to that.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
We need more research, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's coincidental. I don't know. Who knows?
Very.
Paranormal.
So we felt kind of in that room, we felt kind of a sadness in a way. Joe and I, we were getting EVPs while Jenny was setting up the cam, and we came across a War Bride. And in the EVP, it just states that she was waiting for him to come back, and he never did.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah. It goes back to what basically what we were talking about. We had gotten the tour from the homeowners. They took us upstairs. Very first room on the top landing is where Marjorie is also seen, the little girl from downstairs. We set up a full spectrum camera there, but besides maybe a cat ball going off, I don't think we got anything in there. Where we were in the War Bride suite, we were told of a story having to do with a World War II pilot who died on base stateside. The base blew up during a storm, which again it correlates a lot to one of our favorite locations, and I'm sure another episode coming up.
Yeah,
everything's always connected.
Which is the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. That place used to be the Naval Air Station Richmond between 1942 and 1945 during World War II. Hurricane
One of the most haunted places in Miami.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So she's telling this story to Armando and I, and we just looked at each other like no way. Like there's no way like this.
Yeah.
This
I
could
was
be
there
connected
too.
like that.
Yeah.
And well, you came up after, and we're like, we have to tell you this. And then we kept telling the story, and we're like, holy crap, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we started using that during our EVP session. We started asking if the pilot was there with us, if the bride of the pilot was there with us, and we did capture an EVP saying he didn't come back.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was again, Armando hit the nail on the head. It wasn't a malicious feeling, but it was definitely a sad feeling up there.
Yeah, sadness.
Yeah, I know. We got up there. I was feeling. We had already been upstairs for a while. I was feeling a lot of shortness of breath.
Yeah.
I was feeling, my stomach was like hurting.
But you were feeling like physical feeling. You were getting
Right,
that too.
Right.
I mean,
Joe was
Armando.
feeling bad.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good. I had to walk out a couple times.
That's when we know stuff's getting heavy too.
Yeah.
We could tell like Joe will start to feel like real dizzy and sick and things like that. We've experienced that numerous times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a quick video so people can see that. Take a look.
Who is the person that we keep hearing laughing in the recorder? Dude, what the heck was that, dude?
Did you just get poked?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hard, huh?
No, that didn't feel good. Oh god. Ugh.
Out of my house is what I heard. Play that one more time, please. I'm sorry. Out of my house. Like, bro, get out of my house.
And I keep having this strange feeling like somebody's looking at us, bro.
Yeah, I keep looking into that back bedroom the entire time.
Yo, so Joe, you didn't look so good. You looked a little woozy there, and
yeah, I had to show that video.
And Armando, I mean, how many times have we investigated? Countless times. I've never seen you get, where you felt like poked and jumped and kind of that's wild, man.
I mean, it was loud. You can hear.
You can see like his arm move, like when you
jerk.
put the pointer. Yeah.
So it's normal. I normally get like poked or like they'll grab like my elbow or something like that, but it literally felt like if something was poking in my shoulder blade, and that's what kind of made me do that.
Like a jump, like a little jump.
And it pushed me into the wall. That was that loud bang that you hear.
Wow. Wow.
That
yeah, you like disappeared for a while. Did you fall on the ground?
No, he walked back. I mean, Armando you walked like around the bed. You walked away from
and don't forget
the ward wide suite.
Those EVPs were like, they were right there, man. They were close to Class A. You could hear it clear as day. Very impressive, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Jenny and Armando are husband and wife. They investigate together all the time, but I had never seen Armando react like that.
Me neither.
No, I didn't. I've never seen that.
And we knew walking into there, the three of us already felt kind of uneasy. This was another room in that second floor. So Joe and I were just getting the vibe of that room. Jenny was going to get the camera from the war brides into that room. And Joe and I we felt uneasy walking towards the back end where that closet was. That room also sets it up to another room. And that's when you heard me say, I feel like somebody's watching us, because from the hallway into that room, I felt something watching us. Joe and I kept hearing footsteps, which towards an attic that was above us in that room. We kept hearing footsteps, knocking noises. So yeah, it was already a vibe.
We need to get access.
We even got there.
We need to get access to that attic when we go back there.
I had asked the
I
owner,
love me some attic.
And she said like, no, it's locked, so nobody goes up there.
Yeah, we
Delco experiment.
We walked around that whole second floor, just us three, and we checked every room in that house. There was nothing else up there, and the attic was padlocked.
Where was everybody else at this time?
Downstairs.
It was just us three upstairs.
Doing table tipping.
Yeah, table tipping was outside.
Actually, everybody was outside at that point.
Yeah, and there's like a little garden area where they were doing like spirit box session, and they were getting pretty intelligent conversation even out there. Too bad I don't have the video of that. That was with Scotty.
In the garden in the porch.
Yeah.
Do you remember the EMF dog?
The gazebo.
Yeah. Oh, the dog.
That thing was going on all night.
The what?
The EMF dog.
The REM dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The REM dog.
Franny, talk about the REM dog. Tell everyone about the REM dog.
Who, me?
Yeah, tell them what the REM dog
the REM
is.
dog. It was just fascinating. It's literally the description of it's a dog that's a REM pod, in other words. So it's just, it goes off just randomly, and we didn't know what that was at first. And I think another paranormal investigator brought it in at the time.
I thought it was a Christmas decoration.
I thought so too. We didn't think anything of it, and then it started going off. Like, what is that? And it was like,
exactly
it's a REM dog.
It was right by the vortex too. That's why it was there.
Right. Yeah. Like, I want to add that to my paranormal arsenal. Like, that's so cool.
I actually have a funny
Mike could build
observation.
Yeah, I'm gonna make one of those now. Actually, right now. Hold on.
REM dog.
I'm gonna do a REM Santa.
We're gonna sell it out.
So REM dog, I actually asked the owner because they have the signs for the
smells
ring
like REM dog up in
throughout the whole premises. So I was like, is that something new with the ring that they have, like a security dog or something like that?
Yeah.
And no, it was awesome. You see the dog has a collar, and that's where the different lights, how you would see on a REM pod, the collar would light up different colors.
You guys don't get this excited when I make devices.
Yeah, but it wasn't a REM dog.
It's just a regular
dog.
I got a REM.
You need to make a man's best friend.
Everyone, we're gonna merchandise that.
Let's make a REM giraffe. Let's make a REM
giraffe.
A giraffe for really high places.
Yeah, or a REM monkey that we could like
REM
put, like,
around.
REM monkey, yeah, definitely.
With the little chimes, like from the old scary movie.
Oh,
we're in Florida. We'll do a REM
that's what I'm gonna make.
Oh, now we're getting some ideas now. There we go.
When it senses,
we're brewing it up.
When something breaks the field, it'll just clap the little cymbals.
That would be scary, actually, Mike. No.
I'm doing it.
Ooh, I want that.
That is clever.
Yeah.
We get first dibs.
That is freaking.
Can we
this whole
copyright
group gets
that?
first dibs.
Right.
Yeah, did I just say that out loud, everybody?
Can you imagine that thing just going?
We should have been hush on this, right?
Right?
Now everyone knows. Everyone's gonna make a REM dog now.
I saw somebody on Instagram with
a beer.
I sent it to you guys. They had somebody made the glasses like I made for the Delco experiment. They put some red LEDs and some glasses, so that was kind of flattering.
Nice.
It's a copycat league,
right?
Yeah. I'll try to change it up and be different. So I was going to go into the next video. So actually, we investigated that place in the evening on the Saturday night, and then we went back Sunday because Univision wanted to do more table tipping, but we did get a chance to do some more investigation. So
you didn't talk about the table tipping yet, and
I'll save that to the end.
I'm getting close.
All right, we're gonna have to do that quick. Right. Okay, last EVP real quick. No, we'll save that one for last. So let's go to the table tipping. Let's just stop wasting time. That's what everyone's here to see.
You gotta see it.
All right, and I can't say. Well, I'll let you guys decide. So here we go.
It needs a fez that spins Scotty's car.
Be critical.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, Mike just saw it live last Saturday night. So
I don't know. I don't know. That's all I know.
All right, here we go. And we'll see who else might know.
Mike.
It has to be a wooden table for it to conduct the energy. It has to be three-legged so it can tip properly, and I feel that it manifests the energy from the.
And it's just a regular table. There's nothing fancy about it. Just an old regular end table. No strings, no nothing.
The only thing we've added to it was these tips, just so we can glide along the floor better.
Yeah.
I mean, are you doing?
I'm trying to do the spider.
I feel, yeah, there's some stuff happening. Yeah. There's some stuff happening right now with this. This is not normal. This is too much. This is too much. This is not normal. Stop.
There's your table tipping.
Insane.
And no one's drunk. No one's
for a ride.
Everyone's sober.
That's
So
don't
start
a
getting
for a ride,
thoughts
yeah.
either.
Yeah. It was wild for sure.
So, like when you look at it, you're like, "What the heck?
This is dumb."
Yeah.
Right.
What is
this?
It's pararobics. That's what it is.
Pararobics.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but basically what it is, it's just energy.
Like a Ouija board, right? It's what they did before Ouija boards.
Prior to, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
it was
just
called
channel-
table
chat-
spinning.
Yeah, and you're
And they
channeling
did
energy
like seances and things like that. I mean, I've heard of it and whatnot. When Joe showed me the video when you guys got back, I was like,
he was like,
shout
shut
out,
up.
please.
I was like, come on.
He's like, you guys went all the way over there, and you guys come back with this dumbass stuff.
Sorry, Marie.
And I was like, no.
Yeah, he was.
This is crazy.
You had to, Mike, did you get on it on Gold Coast?
I did not. I was filming, but I filmed it and I watched it at Gold Coast, and I watched guests get on it, and there was a couple times there where it was very
crazy,
very convincing. If not, I mean, people just were barely touching it, and I saw it move and do some crazy maneuvers, and I recorded it all and I watched it back a couple times, and I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw it, I was like, this is ridiculous. And then when I saw it in person and live, it's got me thinking.
It's totally different.
Yeah, and the way it's supposed to work is you put your fingertips, only your fingertips, on the table, and then I guess someone that's sensitive can channel energy, and with everyone else's energy, it helps move the table and go crazy. And I was very skeptical of it, and I'm like, come on, for real. So I put my fingers on it. And I don't know, it was acting weird, but if I do it all by myself, because I'm not sensitive, nothing happens. But
Marie mentioned to me when we were at Gold Coast doing it, she said when Joe touched it, it started going bananas.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was holding it with like one little finger at one point.
I think he's the only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have made it.
I did it the first night with everybody. That first night I was just more focused on filming it, and we didn't show a lot of the footage that I captured tonight of it, but I was focused on everyone's hands. I was like, this is BS. This is like they're pushing it, do this and that, but you could literally, I have zoomed in shots. People's hands are barely, if not even touching the table at some points, which was insane. And then we all got a chance to try it ourselves. And after we each tried it, we were like, okay, there's something to this. So
you can't help but to look at the people's hands.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like trying to see someone like who's pushing that table,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the fingers to make sure they're not like white, where the blood.
Yeah, you could see where their fingers are pushing. That's what I was doing too when I videoed it out, and I was watching it back. I was looking too, and like I said, there was a couple times where you could tell that people's hands were just barely touching the table, and it was acting erratically. So, I don't know. I can't explain it.
And that's another reason why we've started also incorporating it into our public events, because it's like we could explain this to everybody as many times as we want. Until you actually are on that table and doing it yourself, you do not get it. You could sit there and watch it, video it 100 times. Until you're actually physically touching that table and seeing that thing whip across and sliding across a room. I mean, we were on a back porch of the house, and this table was flying 10
I'm going to give a real quick timeout just for our KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network listeners. Our show is going to be ending soon there, but we're going to continue on Facebook, the War Party Facebook page, and the War Party YouTube channel. Listen, FYI. Go ahead, Joe. Yep. Sorry about that. Hate to be rude.
No, it's crazy. So we all got to try it that night, and then you guys were talking about like the single finger. We went back the next morning to do, film a couple other little things with Univision, and Marie was like, "Hey, come on, let's go." And she's like, "Just use one finger." And I was like, "All right, one finger, whatever." And this freaking table was whipping everywhere with just me, just one finger, her, just one finger, like that. Because that was also my thing. It's like maybe it's one of us is pushing it, kind of like with a Ouija board. You feel like, oh, you're pushing it. That whole joke. You're touching it. You're moving it. No, we were with one finger on this damn thing, and the table was just whipping all over.
And for it to turn the way it does, like it yanks.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
I'm gonna bring up one thing too, because like I said, I wasn't there when you guys were doing it at Cassadaga, but we just did it over the weekend at Gold Coast, and there was one of the guests there. He was kind of like a big burly dude, bald, and he was doing it, and I was watching him, and when it was just kind of moving around. They were doing their thing, and when he stopped, like you could see his whole body was drained.
Yeah,
I mean, he was red, and he had veins like popping out of his
head.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
It was like a workout. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the guy that came with his daughter and wife.
Right.
Yes,
he was like bald. Yeah, sort of built.
And you asked him too, like, how did you feel? He's like, man, I feel like drained. Like it was wild. Like it was nuts. So
I'm gonna comment. Can feel the vibration.
Energy.
Yeah,
that's what he said. He can feel the energy off of it.
Yeah.
You can
And
off the table.
And by the way, anyone that's in our chat, feel free to ask us questions. We'll have our guests answer them. If you want to ask a particular guest a question, just type it up here.
Yeah, exactly. If you have any questions for any of us, if you just ask, whoever's name it is, and then ask the question. So, but yeah. And did you say you had another EVP that you wanted to play too? You want to try to see if we
Yeah,
can
this was a mix of the night and the last day. Cable. I gotta show this one. Hold on.
Joe hug.
The Joe hug.
There we go.
I told you they're free. They're free.
They are free. All right.
Just taking them all.
If the table doesn't go to Maria, it goes to Joe. One of the two.
All right. So this one it was just a series of EVPs that we got. And they were both in the same bedroom. One was that Saturday evening, and then during the day that Sunday. So let's roll it.
Can you say one of our names?
Did you say my name last night?
Oh, we got something for sure.
So last night we were in this room and I got this overwhelming sense of anxiety, shortness of breath. Was that you that was affecting me? There was a shadow that pushed me into a closet. Are you here with us?
Yeah.
Did Marty last night?
Eric.
Play that again. All right. That's crazy. And I said my name last night.
They love saying your name. I don't know why. Like every time.
And selfies in the mirror. Better than die, Eric. F you, Eric. Get out, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a nice guy.
You did get called out all the time, though. Just every location.
Everywhere.
Because they probably
yeah.
hear us going, Eric, come on, and then they just start repeating it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Armando's been getting his
walking
name
by
called
on
out
Instagram
too.
Live, and we're going, Eric.
So the last time, funny you mention it, in Yesteryear Village in the Bell South, last EVP of the night.
Oh my God.
It's we clear as day comes out. Armando, stop.
Yeah. I didn't like the tone of that one. It said Armando, stop it.
It's always awesome when you get your name,
Yeah. Armando lost his virginity in the Cromartie house, though. Name calling.
Paranormal.
And he was right there.
Michael Davey.
Eric was with
Finally. Yeah.
Jenny didn't like
mine
it.
Was
though.
in Old Davey.
Old Davey.
That last
yes.
time it was Mike, me,
in
you,
the Beanley
and
house in the attic.
yeah, that was the first time they ever called my name. Remember?
Oh yeah. We got
Yeah.
Jenny. Yep. A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And then Franny's like, they'll never call my name. It's too hard to say, Franny.
Yeah, and it was that same night.
Maybe
she got it
say-
on the spirit
Energy.
box.
Yeah.
like three
It's
times
easier
in a
to say
row. It
than
said
soup.
it.
With you and JP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. I was
That'll be
really
another
excited for
show.
that. Yeah.
They could say
I think
Fran.
it's,
That's easier.
True.
Yeah.
There was one time I think I heard, but I don't want to say it was. I forgot where it was at, but I thought it was close enough to saying Fran, but it could have been like Francis or wherever it was, the owner at the time. So I didn't want to say it was for me, in other words.
Yeah, I think we did get Francis somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember where, but I don't think it was like my name. I was like, nah, I'm gonna debunk that. I was like,
We get a lot of mics. We get
Paranormal problems.
Yeah, we've gotten mics. You got Mike at Waverly Hills. That was pretty cool.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
That was on Armando's DR60.
Oh.
That was
And,
a
fifth
an epic-
floor, the children's.
Yeah, and it said that's
section.
enough,
Yeah.
Mike. And I was like, oh, okay, all right.
That's how I felt with him in the enough. No, Armando,
Yeah,
stop
right.
it. I was like,
Armando,
oh,
stop it. It was,
So
we wrapped it up.
to change the topic, like a quick thing that we'll talk about is that not only did we investigate the Ann Stevens, but everyone had a reading from a psychic medium. But we can't air that because they don't allow it. I know some of you guys had like an emotional experience. Anyone wants to share that or feel comfortable sharing that? Or
Well, before we even get into it, like while we were getting the room set up for the readings, we set up cameras everywhere. Our own cameras besides
had recorders
news
going.
stations. We had several recorders going, and I know Armando picked up quite a few EVPs during some of our sessions on that. I can only speak for myself as far of it. I mean, I got very emotional with
because you're sensitive.
Yeah, in more ways than one. But it's one of those experiences that I won't forget because the people that were being described to me were so spot on. That I just couldn't control it, and I couldn't see it, but they also had an SLS camera on me, and they were saying that when I said that I was feeling that presence near me, it pops up on the SLS cam like as this massive like figure, and it was just one of those experiences that I won't forget. It was left that much of an impression.
During my reading, basically, I was told that I had ancestors that were with me, and it just so happened to be that they said a relative of mine that had just recently passed was with me, and it ended up being my uncle. It wasn't until after I was listening to the EVPs again, it stated that that they were a donor. I didn't know at the time, but we didn't have a viewing because he had donated his. Well, he was an organ donor. I didn't come to find that out until after the reading.
Wow.
Yeah. That what's her name? Her name wasn't Lori. It was
we had
Jody.
Lori
Jody.
and
Jody.
But I
Jody. Yeah, like
yeah.
she was really, really good. She was like really on spot with everything.
Yeah,
it was like pretty amazing.
Margarita was a Spanish psychic.
That was her name.
Margarita.
Margarita. Because I definitely felt like I connected with my grandmother that passed away 2 years ago, and I was very close with her. And to me, that was very emotional that she was able to pick up on it. And in Spanish, just even the way she describes my grandmother's Cuban. So even like the way she described her personality in Spanish, I just felt like right away I knew who she was talking about. So to me, it was definitely a very spiritual experience and something that I even played for my dad afterwards just to see what he thought of it because I was his mother. And right away, he's like, yeah, that's my mom. And I thought that was really impressive. And he's very skeptical. He supports me, but to an extent, he doesn't believe in anything that I do as a paranormal investigator. So for him to hear that was very accomplishing on my end, that he knew right away that was his mom.
Definitely. That's something too. It was really cool. Was Jody picked up on a female spirit for me, but Margarita picked up on a male. So when she was started describing it, immediately the male spirit, I knew that it was my grandfather. He passed away about 10 years ago, and he and I were, we were all close, but he was actually somebody, one of the few people in my family that I could actually talk about, paranormal stuff. I would ask him about, things back in Cuba, like, ghost stories, different things. And he would tell me about experiences that he's had. And then my grandmother came through as the female, and that was a little tougher to interpret until she said a certain couple things about just making sure that everybody left full, and that, financial things. That was something my grandma, didn't matter how old I am, my grandma would be like, you need gas money? You good?
Oh, yeah.
You need some gas?
That motherly energy.
And to have them both come through, and like I said, that I felt the way that I felt, that energy was just warm, and it literally felt like a hug.
That's why you give good hugs.
Didn't you say that actually?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that trip is not only were we there to film a story, do a paranormal investigation, it touched everyone spiritually. So yeah, that trip is going to be something.
Did you get a reading, Eric?
No, I didn't.
You got your time reading.
I don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah. I don't want.
I believe everyone they're not going to forget that place, and we're definitely going back. And
it was a wonderful trip.
And Jody and Margarita were great. They're really good mediums. They're fantastic. If you ever visit Cassadaga, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, even the night before, Jody was hanging out with us over at the Ann Stevens house, and that spirit box session that they were doing was,
incredible.
Crazy.
Even at the house afterwards, like she was with us all night.
Night.
She was really...
Yeah, Jody has a technique where she'll use an SB7.
Oh, yes.
And it's hooked up to a recorder. Cool. And what she does is she'll play it back and slow it down. Because a lot of times you miss a lot of things. And she got some pretty interesting responses.
Joe's got the ANC now too. So
yeah, we have to definitely try that out.
That's so cool.
But it was just crazy, like how she would slow it down. Different ones had to be slowed down to a different speed. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if we're going to talk about it. The person that came through on there, even Scotty's here in the chat, and she was getting direct responses back, and I just remember all of us are just like, this is amazing, and we've all been doing this for a pretty for a while now, and we get some compelling stuff. But man, that was just another one of those experiences that was just like.
Well, Mike and I were on a show with
Satori and Cody from TAPS.
Yeah, and she was asking us questions, and one of the questions was, would you ever investigate a paranormal investigator that you knew that passed away? And I was like, well, it's funny that you say that, but when we were at Cassadaga, we were talking to one of our team members who recently passed away, and we were getting some, answers to the questions that were right on point. So it was pretty interesting.
And he actually came through again for me, Jenny, Armando, and Jody at the house when we did the investigation later that night.
The residential.
We did a private residential later that night.
Interesting.
You guys were busy.
And we didn't stop.
It was crazy.
It was a long
night.
Oh my God.
I forgot to say we did a residential case, and that place
about that too. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I mean, Franny and I and Earl that was there. It was weird because we were like walking in, and we were going to the like one of the rooms, and we see the door open, and I'm like, what? And then we walk in there, and then you see Earl sitting in the corner. He's one of our investigators, and we're like, holy bejesus.
He
Like,
saw
It
it
creeped
too?
me out so bad because the door was
no,
open.
we
Like,
thought
I
it
was
was
in
a
front of
spirit,
Eric.
like a
Yeah.
shadow figure, because it looked
Oh,
but
it
he
was
was
him.
It's just
Because the door opened right next to me. I was in front of
well,
Eric, and
he
he was behind me. Yeah,
he
and
was
the door
just
just
hanging out.
opened
He was just hanging out in the room by himself.
by
See if
himself.
he'd hear
Yeah.
anything.
When I
or-
go in there, he's like in the
or sense
corner, and it freaked
anything.
me out. Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
we walked
totally-
in and we saw it was him, and we're like, Earl, did you see that door open? He's like, I was sitting right here and I was seeing the exact same thing you were seeing. Yeah,
It
the
was
door
crazy.
opened by itself. It was
Itself.
pretty freaky.
Did you get it on video?
Of course not.
Of course not. So
We tried so hard
It didn't
afterwards.
happen. No video. It didn't happen.
Nothing.
yeah, I
Of
set up a
course.
camera in there after that,
Don't believe
but yeah.
But even I
When you
mean,
go to
even
the
just
vibe in that
walking in.
house-
Yeah, I was gonna say, just walking into that house.
That house was nuts.
It was
Because
heavy.
we went in through the back. I remember there was that little bathroom that we had to pass through, and the feeling as soon as we got to that little area, I remember just dead stopping, and I was like, I
You
don't
have
like
to pass
this.
through that door.
Right.
As
It was
soon
a
as
heavy
you cross that
feeling.
threshold, forget it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like this feeling
Hey,
here.
I'm bringing Tim in because he's sitting down there.
Yeah, come on, Tim.
Bring him in.
Hey, there
Tim.
you go.
There you go. Hey, guys. So how'd it go?
I
Was
did
the
want to
tip
mention
okay?
in that house. It's weird because Jenny and Joe, myself again, another second floor, and we set up equipment in the attic, and it was already we weren't getting any weird with the interactions with the devices, just EVPs, and.
Thanks, Dan.
Joe and Jenny are getting all the equipment, and I go to the attic to get the camera. And that's when we started hearing footsteps in the attic. And I passed Joe the camera from the attic, and I was like, please tell me you were recording still. I know I passed you the camera from the attic to the second floor, but were you recording? And the footsteps were super loud.
Yeah. And we can't disclose any information because it's a private residential. So we keep that private.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was a good trip.
It's one for the books for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to we're going to be ending this soon. So I just want to let everyone know that don't know about us. We're War Party Paranormal. We're a paranormal research team based in South Florida. We cover Miami all the way up past West Palm Beach. And what we do is we help people. We help people who have problems with the paranormal, whether it's in their homes or in their businesses. And we don't charge. We're non-for-profit. So if anyone that's out there that's listening, that's by us locally, you can always reach out to us on our social media. Also, we do events all over South Florida, from West Palm Beach to Miami. It's advertised on our social media, and we do that to
Also,
get the word out, so how people know how they can reach us and talk to us if they do need help. And we also help museums and historical places because we don't take any money. All the money goes to them. It's a donation to the museum.
Yeah, if you look at the ticker that's going across the bottom right there, that's our webpage. And if you click on the events, it's updated and it shows all the events coming up that we do. And you can come out, meet us, investigate with us, see what it is we do. We can bring we bring awareness to the public, and then we get the word out, and people feel more comfortable meeting us, talking to us. And if they are having a problem, it's easier to talk in person than to call some random people, and they know that we're professional and they can see what we do.
Remember, don't be afraid. We've heard everything.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time people will walk up and say, hey, you won't believe this, and you'll be like, you'll be surprised.
You'd be surprised what we believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people when something is going on in their place, like who are they going to call? Tell their relative, oh, you're crazy. Call the police. They're going to get laughed at. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, a lot of times we're going to be there. Calling a paranormal team into their home is going to be their last resort. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something they want, somebody that's going to confide in them and understand them and be with them through this time and help give them validation if there is validation, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim.
Remember, we're all taught, and we've all been brought up, I think, by, you know, people, right. We're not judgmental. So I always tell people, as a case manager, don't be judgmental. They don't need a skeptic. They need someone empathetic who's going to listen to their concerns. So never be afraid to call, and just let us know. Let us know how we can help you. And we don't give up on cases. It's not a one shot out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
And my Latino people that are listening, we're usually
Say
like
habla
monthly.
español.
Para mi gente que habla español,
habla.
nosotros
La
están
Tesla.
en Univision. Primer impacto. Yeah, I get laughed at for my Spanish, my gringo Spanish.
Está vivo.
Our producer's like, Eric, your Spanish is horrible.
It's better than mine.
Yeah, you need to take Berlitz classes.
And a quick message too for like everybody who's here that is not in our area. If you are having issues, also feel free to reach out. We have members all over the place and have been doing this for a long time, and know other investigators all over the place.
You know,
so if we can't help you, we could probably help you find somebody who can.
Tim mentioned that too. There's a registry. I know there's one on
Right.
Ghost Stop. If you actually go to my website, FLA paranormalresearcher.com, and it says need help, it brings you to the War Party stuff. And it says, if you're not in Florida, click here. And I link you directly to Ghost Stop's directory for credible paranormal teams in every state.
There's two registries. There's Ghost Stop, paranormalsocieties.com. People have to actually issue a form, and they do vet them. So
yeah, they vet them, so they're credible. They're credible if they're on the website.
If you get the name of someone, you can always call us and see if we've heard of them, which chances are we probably have. You know, between us, there's probably 200-300 years experience on the team, so we know people all over. So if you're still unsure, give us a call. Contact us. I've actually gotten calls from a guy in Oregon once, wanted me to come out there, and I said, no, we don't jump on planes, man. This ain't TV. But I'll hook you up with a team, and I hooked him up with a team in Salem. And it
Más fuerte.
Well, Mike skydives. In the club.
Yeah, I'm a skydiver.
You'll skydive right into the paranormal.
You guys can join him anytime you want.
What are you talking about?
You're gonna drop in with
I don't know.
with a REM pod in your hand.
Hey.
All right, so
The REM dog.
Before we say goodnight, let's start out by everyone saying we'll start with Franny, go I guess clockwise. Just tell where people can find you.
Sure, you can find me on Instagram and YouTube. Supernatural Eye. Instagram is supernatural_eye, and that's where you can find me as of right now.
Hey, I'm on her YouTube too.
Oh, also, yeah, Mike is my co-host and interviewer for Supernatural Eye. So check him out.
And I'm the editor.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then that's right. Eric is my video editor too. Shout out. Yeah.
It's
and I just like and comment.
There we go. I love to do a lot of better video editing myself.
Stay tuned for season 2.
That's right. Season 2 will be more involved with War Party. So what you kind of see here is a little bit similar to a Supernatural Eye. We'll be following up with interviews for people that have been on my investigation. So that's what it's about. So yeah, it's gonna be more about War Party Paranormal in season 2, and as me as developing as an investigator, in other words. So that's where you can check me.
Jenny Armando, where can they find you?
So on Instagram and on YouTube, it's 305 Paranormal, just how you see it on the screen, and follow us.
Our next episode on YouTube is going to be on Cape Florida, and the one after that teaser is going to be on tonight's episode, Cassadaga.
Yeah.
Please join us.
Stay tuned.
Joe.
Hi.
Hi.
You can find me. Más fuerte. That was so awesome. That was such a cool EVP. I'm Joe. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Joe Hunts Ghosts. If you want to hear a really awesome EVP, I just posted a video earlier today from our recent investigation over at Aerojet Rocket Facility out of the Everglades. It's one of the wildest EVPs I think I've ever captured.
And it was from a camera.
And it was from my camera. Our cameras catch a lot of EVPs. Also, I'm working on a video from a spirit box session. I'm sorry, a portal session from another location that we did a few months back. So be on the lookout for that soon.
And he gives free hugs real quick.
Yeah,
So
Joe hugs.
free.
Like I said, free investigation and comes with your free hug.
Exactly.
So also don't forget we have the War Party stuff too. There's also the War Party Instagram, YouTube, and that's where you can find this video too, because after it's live, it will upload to the YouTube so you can watch it at a later time, or if somebody missed it, they go back and watch it. Plus, like I said, we all put out our own content too. You could find my stuff at FLA Paranormal Researcher. The easiest way to find my TikTok, my Instagram, YouTube, all that fun stuff is through my website, flaparanormalresearcher.com, and all the links are right there. Tim, where can they find you?
Oh, yeah, longhairghosthunter.com, IG, Facebook, YouTube.
Didn't you write a book?
Yes.
Yeah, he wrote a book.
The book I mentioned is Ghost Hunting Getting Started. It's at Amazon.
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
there.
Oh, yeah, it's right there. I see it.
Let me see. There we are.
There you go.
Wow. Put it up
by
to the
the way.
camera so they can see it.
It's kind of it's lean in there. So it'll lead you how to do an investigation, how to find them, how to review evidence, and all those tools. It goes through all those tools, what every button means, what every alert means. And it's funny when I published it before the pandemic, so it got slow. So some guy in New York called me, contacted me. He says, "I love the book, but there's no pictures." I said, "Right. That's why it's only $6 and not $36."
That's the only reason I look at books is for the photos.
Yeah, but I mean the details are so. Like I even go to the on and off switch on every piece of equipment. It's very blonde proof, which is what I need. So if you guys are interested, pick it up, Amazon, and come on.
What's the name of it for the folks?
Ghost Hunting Getting Started.
Okay, awesome.
You got it right behind you.
Very knowledgeable.
Check it out.
It's kind of like a cemetery with an ectoplasm on the headstones.
Yep, definitely.
But yeah. So if you guys ever need anything, just contact me. If you need ever need advice on anything, on the tools or anything like that.
And he's serious. You can contact him, reach out to him. He'll get back to you, man. We're here to help. So
yeah. Just let me know. Just contact me through the website, and I'll get back to you about any questions about the tools. If I don't know them, I know a lot of the developers, so I can get it right from the horse's mouth. So,
and he will get back to you.
Yeah. So yeah, come on. And if you're local, come out to the events. Okay?
Hey, we appreciate everybody too that's logged in and watched us and supporting us. I know it's only our second episode, but the more you share this, guys, and like it, and we really appreciate you, and it's you guys that got us here from our social media and everything that we're doing and putting out credible, real findings, and we really appreciate you guys.
We take pride in our evidence.
Just real quick, when these guys came on, and Scotty, Zap, everybody. We strive to honesty and credibility is everything to us, and privacy, the client's privacy. So what these guys tell you, what they post is real. I post a lot of stuff, and if I have to amplify or reverb the EVP, I will disclaim that because transparency and honesty is everything for us. And
there's been times where, I know me personally, Eric as well, I know Joe too, if we post something, we're excited, we're going through stuff and we're going to analyze it, look at it and post it. And then if we debunk it, we'll debunk each other's things. And if we find out and debunk it, we'll disclose that. We'll edit it and say, hey, by the way, we debunked this. It's not.
I might be mad, but
you get bummed, but you gotta be honest.
Damn it, Mike.
That's the good thing about having this team. I mean, reviewing evidence used to, when I started, it was a group thing. Everybody get together and just review the evidence. But you can't do that nowadays because it's just impossible to get everybody.
Not just
together.
that, but we investigate so often,
Yeah.
and we have so many people. It would, so we kind of like we'll share stuff, like what I mean. Like sometimes I'll be like, hey, like today I sent Joe a link to something in my Dropbox and said, hey, can you check this out for me? If it's something, because sometimes getting another pair of eyes on it, is good too.
No, it's good because what I was saying is
to.
like we share it, and then like someone will say, "No, Tim, I think it says this or maybe that," and that only helps the client because then you're not delaying getting the evidence back by waiting for everybody to meet up. And there's enough trust amongst us, and there's enough knowledge that we know that honesty. I stress honesty and credibility. I know, and we know that everybody's honest and credible about. So they'll come down. No, they'll just let you know. No, Tim, it said that. Okay, good. Let's tell the client we all think it's this. And in the long run, it's all for the client, anyways.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to let our listeners know that we're going to be right here at the same station every Monday night from 9 to 10 p.m. And, we're going to have different shows. We'll have guests on here from all over the country talking about their locations. We're even going to do like a little competition where we'll have our team members split up in one night and do one location and the other team members in the other night at a different location. And then we'll go back on live on our Monday show and talk about which one was the most haunted by showing, what kind of evidence we got.
Almost like a face-off.
Yeah, exactly. And then last but not least, let me tell everyone where you can find me. I'm Eric, Ghost Hunter of South Florida. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
You're a
All right.
paranormal investigator?
Yeah, try.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Ghostbuster.
All right, guys. Well, everybody, thanks again. I think we're going to wrap it up. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week, Monday, 9:00 p.m.
Be safe out there.
Peace.
Thanks for